Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to do a January wrap up for you guys. I read 17 books this month and I had a handful of 5 stars. So I have a lot to talk to you about and I'm super excited about it. I have my physical stack of books that I read and we're just gonna go through it all in order. And yeah, let's just get through it. Okay, so the first book I read this month was Scoring the Player by Rebecca Janczek. This is the third book in the Campus Wallflowers series. So I read the first book and the fourth book because I just wanted to read the books that were intriguing me. I do want to go back and finish the other 2 books, but the second one was a second chance romance and I just was like, I don't, that's not what I want right now. Because the third one was fake dating and I love fake dating. Fake dating is probably one of my god tier tropes. I absolutely love it. It gets me every single time. And this one was so cute. I gave it 4 stars. I just remember devouring this, eating it up. And she's really good at balancing like banter, but also having spice. And I just really enjoyed this. And then I read Playbook by Rebecca Janczek, which is the second book in the Holland Brothers series. I'm gonna definitely go back and read the first one, but I wanted to read this one because this is about Beau and he shows up in the Campus Wallflower series. So there's overlap because I think one of the Holland brothers is actually the MMC of one of the Campus Wallflower books, but in this one they also fake date and it's literally, this one's even better because like she doesn't like him because he had a PO box and she ended up taking the PO box but he forgot to like change it or whatever, so she gets all his mail. And in this one she's like, I think she works at graphic design for like the news or something, and he is a NFL football player and it's just really good. I really like that. And my review says, okay, there are so many overlapping characters, I need to go back and read the rest of the Campus Wallflowers. And then I said, but yeah, slay, this was fun. And it was really fun. I actually ate that one up even faster than the previous one. Okay, so then I hit it big. I read 2 back-to-back 5-star fantasies. The first one I read was Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eru. This just got published and it was literally so good. This is the Fairy Loot special edition, which I mean, like, come on now. Look at this art. Look at this, oh, well, that's a map. Look at this character art, huh? Tell me you don't love them. So this one, oh, it's so good. It's enemies to lovers and they have so much chemistry, so much tension. I absolutely love the characters. The world was beautiful and it had a lot of lore. It was very interesting and I am so excited for the next one. I'm gonna try to explain it. So basically they're, oh shoot, I don't know if I can. So each like province has like a patron star. So each little province has a patron star. They have their own like royalty and like powers, and our main FMC, she finds out that she's like destined to fall in love with a star and it'll kill them both. And so the star finds out and like murders her kills her family, and she escapes into her like enemy, like their like most rival country, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna train you so you can kill the star. You're our prisoner now. The prince is gonna train you. They literally have so much chemistry. It was so good. I highly recommend. I have no clue when the next one is coming out, but I'm so ready for it. I loved it. Like the yearning was so good. Like they had such good chemistry and tension. Amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Then I read The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli, and this is the UK edition. The US edition I believe is called Heartless Hunter. I gave this 5 stars. So freaking good. It's like, oh my god, oh my gosh, it's, oh my god, it's like almost fake dating. Like she is a witch and witches are like bad in this universe. She's a witch and she's a witch vigilante. By day, she's like a debutante almost. Like she's just like the prince, like she's not a royalty princess, but she's like basically like really wealthy and hosts balls, and she's just like bubbly whatever, like she's just, you know, that girl. And he is captain of the guard. He's trying to hunt down witches. She is trying to find a witch that they've imprisoned. So she starts trying to court him so she can figure it out, and he starts trying to court her because he's trying to figure out who the vigilante is. And then No, like it was so good, 5 stars. I'm so excited that I'm so happy I waited to read this because the sequel comes out this month and I'm so excited. Like oh my God, I can't, oh my God, it was so good. And I was freaking out after. I didn't know what to do with myself. So freaking good. Then I read, Green Light by Jessie Hall. And I give this 0 stars. I gave it 1 star, but I said if I could give this 0 stars, I would, because on Goodreads, obviously you can't give 0 stars, and it just makes sense. 1 star. I hated this. And yes, I read all 600 pages of it. I got it from, this is the issue. I love the cover, right? This cover art, like the character art, Gorgina. This is a probably special edition, and it comes with like tabs and a guide, and it's like a book club kind of situation. So yes, I did annotate it, and it's actually redonkulous. Not to yuck anyone's yum, but there is someone who's into furries. And they use, I hate this, they use like Gen Z slang. Like she said something was something coded. Come on, like I don't normally mind pop culture, like let's be realistic, like in Check and Mate, I think like her sister loves K-pop, like okay, slay, like that's just like general pop culture, but they were using slang and it just came out so cringy. And the MMC is actually so awful to her. Like he's actually, like he assaults her like all the time. I shouldn't even be talking about this. So many trigger warnings, and if you are considering reading it, read through Goodreads and know what you're getting yourself into. I absolutely despised it. I did not like it, and I don't think there was a single part of it that I liked. Moving on, after I read that, I read The Throne Duet by Rena Kent. I read a lot of Rena Kent books this month. I read the Royal Elite series. I read it in a vlog not too long ago. Well, actually it was long ago. It was probably in May. And I thought it was fine. I didn't really like it, and so I was kind of put off, even though everyone loves Legacy of Gods. And then I saw a TikTok about the Monster Trilogy, and I was like, well, okay, that sounds slay. Read it, devoured it, loved it. So then I was like, okay, well maybe I should just read her Mafia stuff, because I still wanted to read Legacy of Gods, but I wanted to read the Parents first because I would never go back and read the Parents if I didn't read them first. And so this is one of them, and I thought it was okay. I actually gave both books 2 stars, but maybe like 2.5 stars. Like they were just fine, except Kyle pissed me off so much it wasn't even funny. The MMC in this was just like doing such questionable things and like so controlling, and the whole personality is about like she is a woman in the mafia and she has like a position of power, and she works so hard to be put in that position and to like maintain it and have people see her with respect. And there's just a few incidences where he embarrasses her in front of the Brotherhood, and it's just like, oh, it infuriated me so much, because it's literally her whole thing is that she wants to be accepted, whatever. And oh yeah, and he switched out her birth control pills and she got pregnant, which I feel like in some books, I think in some books it's not like such a big plot point, but in this, she did not want to get pregnant. She did not want to have a baby. So red flag for that. I didn't really like that duology, and it was kind of pissing me off, and also it felt like there were some inconsistencies with the timeline, because Carol becomes the Pacan in like the 2nd book, at least I think, of the Monster Trilogy. And in this, till the end of it, the grandpa is the Pacan, and I'm pretty sure Carol gets whatever. That happens also later in the Deception Trilogy, which I'll talk about when we get to it. I was a little like, that, I don't think that's right, because I thought Carol was. Anyways, then I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I gave this 3 stars. I thought it was fine, and unfortunately, I like all 3 books that this reminds me of better than this book. This is reminiscent of Red Queen, The Hunger Games, and Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I like all 3 of those more than this book. So I really just like didn't feel like I cared much, and it felt like just an amalgamation of a billion different fantasy tropes smashed together. Well, honestly, none of it really felt original. None of it felt new. It just felt like the most basic thing. And honestly, there's 2 brothers, Kit and Kai. And I know obviously Kai is like going to be the one that she ends up with because they're like enemies to lovers, but I'm Team Kit. I loved him, and I was down bad for Kit like the whole book. So I'm probably not going to be finishing this trilogy because A, I didn't really care, and B, I'm not a fan of the love interest. I'm a fan of his brother. So there's that. The universe is set up like Red Queen. The trials are set up like the Hunger Games, and the vibe of the main character is similar to that of Nova from Renegades. So this is going to be in a 24-hour reading vlog I did, so I talk about it even more in depth, but I do not really want to give this any more time because I truly could have done without it. Then I read The Front Runner by Elsie Silver, and this is the third book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. And I gave this again 3.5 stars. I liked the couple, I thought it was cute. I just did not feel, I don't feel attached to this series. I didn't love it as much as I did Chestnut Springs, but I read the first two and now I've read the third, and I just wanted to, I also prefer well, I've only read Wild Love, but I prefer that to this as well. But honestly, I like them together. They were cute, and I don't really have much to say about this, but 3.5 stars. Then I read the biggest disappointment of, I read Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I also gave this 3 stars. I really did not enjoy this. It felt so unnecessary. It felt like Wes and Liz did not feel like themselves to me, and we barely got any cute Wes Liz content. I think I need to reread Better Than the Movies just to put a better taste in my mouth with this couple. It really just like felt so separate and was so disappointing, honestly. I just was so looking forward to it because I love Wes and Liz. So, okay, then I went on a Rena Kent binge and I read the Deception trilogy. And I gave all of them 3 stars. They probably ranged from 3 to 3.5, 3.75. And it was so insane. The first book, I said, bro, what? I'm actually so confused as to what's happening. Book 2, holy shit, why did I almost cry at the end of this? Book 3, this trilogy was crazy, but I think I prefer the Monster trilogy. And honestly, that does kind of sum up the vibe. This is another mafia romance by Rena Kent. And this follows Adrian and Leah in winter, and I liked it. It was crazy, unhinged, and so so much happened. It was actually insane. Her older stuff is just like so not as good as her newer stuff, but it was fun, and it was nice to get to know these characters because they have 2 kids who have books in the next series, which leads me to the last 4 books I read in January. Those were the first 4 books of the Legacy of God series. I also have the other 2 books, but I could have finished the next one, but I took a break from reading the past 2 days because I binged these in a couple days because they remind me of the Kingmaker series by Sophie Lark. And if you haven't read that, you need to, because if you like Legacy of Gods, go read it because it's just so good. It's like a mafia boarding school, but I enjoyed some of these a lot. So for God of Malice, I gave it 3 stars, and my review says, Rena's language in this was super repetitive. Babes needs a thesaurus. Also, what is with the weird ass nicknames? Half of them are so cringy. Yeah, actually, most of the characters in this series have really weird nicknames, and not necessarily for their significant other. Some of them are, but like Killian's nickname with his friends is like Satan's heir. And then Creighton's nickname is Spawn. There's just some really weird ones, but these ones it's okay. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Like, she uses the same word and phrases a lot over and over in this one, and it started to kind of piss me off. But yeah, I liked them together, but I didn't really care for Killian and Glenn. Now, we're talking, gotta pay 4.5 stars. Creighton and Annika. I go crazy for Silent Guy Bubbly Girl. And this honestly would have been 5 stars if the ending wasn't just like so random. Like if you've read it, The Island, if that didn't happen, it would have been like maybe 5 stars, 4.75, but that made no sense. Yeah, I said, I don't even know if I care about the next one, which is crazy because I went into this like excited for Jeremy Volkov because I love Adrian, whatever. Yeah, Creighton 8. Jeremy, I ended up giving 4 stars. He slayed. And then Landon, I gave 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still better than God of Malice, so probably more like 3.5 stars. and I ate those books up. I absolutely devoured them. Absolutely ate them the fuck up. Like I ate them up. I read them on my Kindle and I could not put my Kindle down. Like I was just flipping, and I absolutely loved it. And if you like dark romance, those are good ones. And so those are all 17 books I read this month. I am super excited because it was a very good reading month, and I was in a little bit of slump after I finished these three because they were all, it was three back-to-back focus, back-to-back 3 stars, and I was just so disappointed, but I am excited to be back. It was a short slump, so we're gonna keep it going and hopefully have another good reading month. I'm excited. I've already reached a few of my reading goals, I think, this year, or at least I've been getting really close on them. So it is very, very exciting. And I read 9 books from my physical TBR this month. So if you watched my video earlier, if you just watched my most recent video, I'm doing well on my goal of 45. So just saying. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a 24-hour readathon coming out this month. And I say this month because I'm not going to promise that it doesn't take me a long time to edit it, because there's a lot of footage. I did a lot of yapping about Powerless, so get ready. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's that, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. And I love every single one of you. Bye.